Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So as you guys can tell from the title of the video, I did attend the Fort Worth, Texas Blade Show, and it was awesome. Now unfortunately, I was only able to go on Saturday, so only one day, and I wish I would have gone 2 days because I could have got better footage of all the knives that were there. There were a lot of beautiful knives there, custom made. There were some larger name companies out there, Civivi, I think Microtech was there, and like I said, I just wasn't able to get as much footage as I wanted, and I now know, since this was my first actual knife show, you definitely need 2 days or more to actually look at the knives and then get footage of it. So I do apologize on the limited footage that I was able to get, but I'm glad I was able to get at least one day there. It was really cool, met a lot of great people, talked to a lot of custom knife makers, but it was just really awesome. I'm glad I did it. And I did pick up some things, as you guys can see here, and I'll talk a little bit after the footage that I play here in just a second for you guys. Now the footage that I got, I didn't record any audio because it was just, there was a lot of noise, a lot of people talking, and it just muffled the sound. So I'm just going to roll the footage of the knives that I thought were just awesome, and unfortunately I did not get all the footage that I wanted of some of the knives that I really wanted to show you guys, mainly Keanison Knives. He was one of the main reasons why I went, because I love his knives. I think they're amazing. But I did get to meet Shane from Scorpion 6 Knives. Great guy. And I did get footage of most of his knives. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the footage and just put some music with it so it's not just dead silent looking at knives. But yeah, enjoy the footage that I was able to get for you guys, and then we're going to dive into what I picked up from the Fort Worth, Texas Blade Show 2022. So as you guys could tell, there were some really cool knives, or what I considered cool knives. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I feel kind of bad because I didn't get all the footage of most of the knives that I really wanted to show you guys. So do apologize for that. But before we get into what I picked up, I just wanted to give a mention to Bob Ohlemann. I think that's how you say his name. But here's his card. Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of his knives, but he makes some beautiful knives. And he does provide classes, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So here's the information, and I'll leave the information down below. You guys can check out his stuff, but he does provide classes on how to make custom knives, folders, and fixed blades. But he does really beautiful work. But that's one shout out I wanted to give. And then I forgot his name, and I feel bad about it. Should have wrote it down. But House of Blades had some pretty unique knives that I never thought I'd get my hands on. Mainly the Grimsmo Norseman was there. He had I think it was a Sabenza. I actually got to handle Sabenza, which I never thought I'd be able to handle because they're just so expensive. But I got to handle the small and large Sabenza, even the stovepipe from Spyderco. But yeah, just really cool selection these guys have. And I'll leave their information down below. You guys can check them out. But let's get to what I picked up. So one thing I really liked about the Blade Show, other than the knives, was that they had a lot of material. Some of the companies that I order off online, Makers Material Supply, they were there, and I picked up some material. So this one is, I picked up 3 sets here of it basically reminds me of Westinghouse micarta, or the antique ivory that I did for the Varga knives. I'll leave a link up to that video if you guys haven't seen it already, but this is a darker version of that Westinghouse micarta. So it still has a very thin layer of dark material, and then it fades into a lighter color. So it's like a dark burgundy brown to a lighter brown underneath. So I'm anxious to use this material on some of the knives that I would like to use it on. And then I noticed that they had a variety pack of Richlite. So the Towser K, the blue one, comes with the blue Richlite. So as you guys can see right here, so it's a paper resin kind of mix, and as you guys see, it just looks like paper. But I think this would look really cool on a knife. And like I said, it was a variety pack, so they had blue. Let's see, they had black, so that's cool. Burgundy, which I think is really beautiful. They had a dark gray, almost a granite looking texture there. Then you have a tan, which is really nice as well, very clean. And then they have like a darker brown, dark tan. So just really cool stuff. And they had some other materials that were just really beautiful but very expensive. So maybe next year or the next Blade Show, I'll pick up some more exotic or kind of very vibrant materials. So there's that, and we can get into the knives that I picked up. Whoops, put that off to the side. So I guess we'll get into the Fox knives that I picked up. Now this is the Suru. Now I was always hesitant on getting this knife because I'm not a fan of holes in knives, and I was never able to get my hands on this knife. And they had all of them except for the orange one, which is the one that I really wanted. So I got my hands on it, and surprisingly the holes didn't really bother me. So I was really happy about that. And yeah, so the cool thing about this knife is that, again, they didn't have the orange one on display. And the lady that I was talking to there, both of them were great. They were a huge help. They were just really fun to talk to. She was looking in the box behind her, and she said all she could find was this one. And I told her it was fine because this is the one that I really wanted, so I'm glad they had the orange one. Just a really beautiful knife. One of my favorite knife designers, Jesper Voxnäs, designed this knife. And like I said, the holes don't bother me. The action's amazing. And I noticed that it actually has a white ceramic ball for the detent, which gives it a little bit different feel, but it's not terrible. And it's just, again, it's super smooth. The detent set perfectly. I'm not a fan. The only thing I don't like is the wire clip. It's kind of funky and large, and that's really the only thing that bugs me. Is like ergos wise, you can definitely feel that pocket clip. But not a problem because I'm going to be creating I'm basically going to be customizing this knife too, but I do love the original design. I know it's the 2018 knife of the year, and I now understand why. It's just a really great knife. Ergos wise, size wise, just really great. Lots of belly, darkened and stone-washed blade. Then you have that Jesper Voxness hull, which you can spidey flick. You can thumb flick, no problem. Just a great knife. And like I said, I just was hesitant because of the holes, but it's not an issue. So I have ideas and plans for this knife, and I'm glad I was able to add it to my collection. It's a really awesome knife. Highly recommend it. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, but really cool. The Fox Suru. And then, so I went to the bright yellow section for Tops Knives, and I was looking at their table. I saw the large tracker, and one of the workers there asked if I needed any help, and I just asked, hey, do you guys happen to have the mini tracker? And he went over to the other side of the table. I don't know how I missed it, but he came back with this one right here. So this knife I've been wanting for a very long time, and every time I went on the website or even secondary market, they're just hard to get for some reason, unless I'm not looking in the right places. But he had this one, and apparently it was the last one, and the price was too good to pass up. So I pulled the trigger and I picked up the mini tracker. I love the blade shape. This is definitely going to be a pain to sharpen, but I do have some round stones, so I'll be able to sharpen it if I ever need to. And eventually I'll customize the scales on it, even though these ones I think are awesome. So I probably won't do much to it for quite a while, but just an awesome knife. I told myself if I ever get the opportunity, I will definitely buy one. So super happy that that was there, and just, yeah, I lucked out, to be honest. So there is the mini tracker fixed blade from Tops Knives. Just an awesome knife. Cool people. They were really cool to talk to, and yeah, it was an awesome experience. Again, my first knife show or blade show. So yeah, definitely going to be doing the next one. I will try and go to the Atlanta one this year. I will do my best to try and do that. But in the meantime, I'll just be doing my custom work and just keep bringing you guys content. And I always appreciate your guys' support, so thank you for that. Not only was it cool to meet the knife makers and, you know, pick their brains on the way they did certain things and how they customized their knives and created their knives, but I actually ran into Dylan Mallory, who I'm sure you guys know his designs. He was a really cool guy. I picked his brain on how he started designing and getting into the knife world. I met Russell from Artisan Cutlery. I'm sure you guys have seen him. I've seen him a lot on Knife Center's YouTube channel. So he's actually a really funny guy. And then I met Jake from Bearded Gear. He's a great guy too. I spoke with him and his partner on the Luft Concepts knife that they designed, which is a beautiful knife. Definitely need to pick one of those up here in the future. But again, just an awesome experience, and I can't wait to do another one. So, and bring you guys more and better content. So thank you again. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.